So Carlos, I was wondering how the Explore module came about. Was that part of the MBA curriculum together, or is that something that USF's been working on for a while now?
Experiential learning has always been an important component of teaching MBA students, in particular how they can experience the outside world and connect the outside world with the classroom teaching. When we started designing the curriculum for the intensive MBA, we started with a clean piece of paper and we started redesigning all the modules and how they fit together. And we decided to include the Explorer module as an integral part of the core curriculum for the summer cohort. So as part of that, we decided to include business exploration within the Bay Area that would be relevant and meaningful as part of the curriculum that you take in all the other classes, which is to immerse ourselves for 6-8 hours in a particular business experience. For example, one particular was to go to an Hispanic neighborhood and to meet and learn of how the unique characteristic and the unique behavior of this ethnic group. We went to stores, to supermarkets, to different leaders in the community, and in terms of how they present their products, how they consume, how they make their living, which is significantly different from the mainstream markets. And yet it represents a $1 trillion economy in the United States.
And that was very interesting.
But I have to agree, those were some of my favorite explorations, especially when we went to the tax consultant. You know, a lot of people see that as an issue, not having taxes paid for the Latin community, and they actually turned that into profitable for those people and the U.S. economy as a whole. They're able to get a lot of revenues they wouldn't otherwise. So I thought it really showed how whenever there is an issue, can also be a profitable business model.
And a win-win opportunity.
And a win-win. And, you know, they've actually been able to capitalize on it. I thought that was really great. And then we also got to delve into a lot of the culture.
We were exposed to both sides of a perspective. For instance, when we went to the Port of Oakland, how we viewed the economics from Oakland, and they didn't mention any political aspects or environmental aspects of the port. And then later on, we spoke to an activist that was heavily involved in a lot of the activities at the port, and she exposed us to many of the remnant, because it was a prior naval base, so there's remnants of toxic stuff in the water.
So we got to see all the views of how it benefits, doesn't benefit Oakland, the community, whatnot, you know, kind of decide for ourselves and just see how all these people, although, you know, they're on different sides, how they go around their business opportunities and what really drives them and how they think they can help the community of Oakland.
The other main theme of the Explorer is to make visible the invisible. That's a big theme throughout our classes. Why some people see certain opportunities that others don't, and why certain opportunities remain invisible to us. So how we can develop those business opportunities and capture them in a meaningful way.
I enjoyed how the Explore module was theme-based, and every trip was based around a certain experience that was designed. For instance, when we went to the Viking meeting at Stanford, and then earlier in the day we went to the incubator for the Danish companies. Also, there was the other trip where we explored Latin Americans becoming the largest minority population in the United States.
Well, I think that the other exploration is scientific discoveries, technological innovations eventually become successful products. This year, most likely, we'll go to the Lawrence Livermore National Lab in terms of what technologies they are licensing for the mainstream consumer. I think that's another piece that is so important where we live here in the Northern California, in Silicon Valley, because we are constantly testing the limits in terms of new market opportunities through technological innovation and bringing new products to market. We try to offer a very diverse experience in terms of touching different business opportunities, connecting the local with the global, or connecting with different set of industries, or connecting to the roots of innovation, or connecting to the base of the socioeconomic pyramid, which is really about connecting pragmatism and knowledge with compassion. So when we visit the Hispanic neighborhood, we really touch the themes of immigration, undocumented, and so forth, and how to make and play a role in terms of who we are and how do we conduct ourselves in our businesses.
With respect to your theme of seeing the unseen, you were really able to establish that with the lower portion of the pyramid. We really got to explore that, and I don't think many other professors would have been able to expose us to that issue as thoroughly as you have because of your international experience.
I think as I reflect back, it would be useful to know your experience in terms of how you look at your career after the MBA, whether this module have served you to identify or to look into other possibilities.
I think the Explore module actually played a key role because you can learn things like marketing, finance, business, entrepreneurship within class, but until you actually have it in a real-world context, it's not as meaningful to you. I come from an extensive finance and accounting background, so I always thought after I'm done, that's 100%, that's what I want to do. I'll be in that forever, you know, this is my career path. But, you know, as I saw through this Explorer and through schooling that the world's internationalizing, you need to pay attention to that aspect, you need to learn managerial skills. And my whole background, that's just one part of the skills that I have in a skill set that will help me become a better, maybe C-level manager one day. So I think that Explorer actually put this into context and helped me see that it's more important to diversify your skill set professionally and academically and not just come to school, do the assignments, and then go off and get a job, but actually take it to heart and see in life how these actually fit in the real world. And it's actually changed my mind about what I want to do. I think now I'm gearing more towards some international experience or management, not just a strictly financial path.
It really exposed me to a variety of different industries, a variety of different types of businesses, and me as a student entering this MBA program wasn't sure and still am not sure exactly what I want to do when I leave here. So I really appreciate the professors' efforts to expose us to different types of industries because I was exposed to different possible careers for myself. One of the benefits of having you as the leader of the Explorer module is your Latin American experience, and that's really reflected in the Explorer visits.
The new dean of the business school asked me to prepare this Explorer module. I felt that it was a formidable challenge. I come from the industry. I spent the last 25 years as a business executive, technology executive, working for Fortune 50 companies all over the world and 2 startups here in the Bay Area. That's why my family moved here. And when I look at the design of the Explorer module, it was clearly a case that I could bring all my work experience into a capsule, into a curriculum where I can really share with students not textbook knowledge, but the knowledge that I have in some way accumulated and gathered over my years working in Europe, in Latin America, and here in the United States. So it was a fantastic opportunity, and also working together with the other faculty in terms of connecting the business exploration to each one of the other classes.
Professor involvement has played a key role, and then we'd be able to bring our experiences from the Explorer back and discuss it with several professors, and they'd give us their take and what they've had a hand in. So it didn't just end at the trip. We were able actually to build upon that later. I thought that was really great, and then we'd actually use some of the time to prep for the Explorer modules and keep in mind when you go on this, keep what we've been learning in class, keep that in mind, and then feel free to build upon that. All the teachers kind of came together to theme each Explorer experience, and I thought it was really great that we were able to capitalize on that and optimize our experience.
I think as we evolve and grow as a school, we are going to see more activities like that because it helps us in part of integrating our training and our curriculum with the unique experiences that will be valuable as you walk away with your degree into your careers.